Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see the shift registers. Okay, so shift register is nothing but it is having the group of flip-flops, and we know that what is meant by flip-flop. So flip-flop is 1-bit memory device which can store only single bit. Okay, even if it is having two outputs, we use only one output out of the two outputs. So shift register name itself tells that shift means what? Either we can shift the data towards right side or left side, or we can simply shift the data whatever available at the input to the output. Okay, so that is what the shift register. So here we will consider, suppose we want to store 2-bit data, then what will we require? We require the two flip-flops. Okay, if we want to store 4-bit data, then obviously we will require 4 flip-flops. Okay, that means if we want to store n-bit data, then we require n number of flip-flops. Okay, so this is how this is what the simple strategy to use the number of flip-flops. Okay, now consider we want to store 4-bit data. Okay, so we will have 4 flip-flops. Now you will have a question that actually which type of flip-flop we should use in the shift register. So normally we want to shift the data from input to output side as it is. That means which flip-flop should be useful or which flip-flop is preferable? The D flip-flop, because the D flip-flop shifts the data as it is from input side to output side. We don't want to use SR flip-flop or JK flip-flop or T flip-flop. We don't want any condition, that means set, reset or toggle condition. Or so here we have to use the D flip-flop as the shift register in the shift register. So it is having one input and one output. Okay, and we want to control at what time this input data should be shifted at its output side. So the D are the inputs, right, and Q are the outputs. Okay, and the D flip-flop or any flip-flop, I am talking about the flip-flop, I am not talking about the latch. Okay, so here the flip-flop works on the basis of clock signal. Okay, so the clock must be there, clock signal, right? So clock is the third input which controls the shifting of this data. Okay, just for an example, consider that we want to shift say value 1010 at its output side. Then whenever the clock signal will be applied, at that time only this input data will be shifted at its output side. Okay, so clock is having again two types, that means positive edge triggered and negative edge triggered. So positive edge triggered means whenever the rising edge arrives on the clock signal. Okay, so this rising edge is arrived on the clock signal, at that time only this input data will be shifted at its output. And negative edge triggered means whenever the falling edge is applied on this signal, that time only this input data will be shifted at the output side. So here you can consider any of this clock. So normally the negative edge triggered clock is used. Okay, so and it is shown by the symbol bubble. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is the symbol of negative clock edge triggered. Okay, now to shift this data, or suppose we want to control this outputs of this shift register, then, and suppose if the clock signal is having some frequency, say frequency is equal to 1 megahertz. Okay, so the shifting of the data rate will be 1 megahertz. Okay, and that means you don't have any control over this data. Okay, so consider that we want to shift the data or we want to hold that output for say 100 microseconds. Okay, then what can we do? So from this frequency, first thing is we want to calculate the time period of each clock or single clock period. So 1 upon f, that is 1 upon 1 megahertz, so which is equal to 1 microsecond. Okay, so that means the data will be shifted after each and every 1 microsecond. Okay, but our requirement is I want to hold that outputs for 100 microseconds. Okay, then what can we do? We can have one more signal at the shift register, and that is the load signal. Okay, load signal. So load is also having one control or additional control when to shift the data at the output of this D flip-flops and when to not. Okay, so the load is having again two types, that is synchronous load and asynchronous load. Okay, so first is synchronous and second is asynchronous. So what is meant by synchronous and what is meant by asynchronous? Synchronous means the data will be, input data will be shifted at the output side when the clock and load are high or positive edge. Okay, or logic 1. So this high indicates logic 1. Okay, both signals should be high. At that time only the input data, that is 1010, will be shifted at its output. And what is meant by asynchronous? So asynchronous means the clock is not having any control, but depending upon the load only, whenever the load is high means logic 1, at that time only this input data will be shifted at the output irrespective of clock signal. Okay, so this is how the load signal works. Now what was our task? That I want to maintain these outputs for 100 microseconds even if the input data will be changed. Okay, I want to hold that outputs of flip-flops for 100 microseconds. Then what should I do? I should simply make load signal as low for 100 microseconds. Okay, so we'll just draw a clock signal. These are the clocks. Okay, and consider that this time period is say 100 microseconds. Okay, then what should I do? I should simply make load signal low for 100 microseconds. Okay, so this is how we can control the outputs of flip-flop. Okay, and the third input signal, that is the third control of the shift register, is what? Clear signal. So whenever we want to clear the outputs of shift register, that means I want to bring here 0 0 0 0 irrespective of inputs to the shift register, then we have the third control signal, and that is the clear signal. Okay, so clear is also used for clearing the outputs. Okay, so clear is having again two types. One is active high clear and active low clear. Active high clear means, so active high clear means logic 1. If you apply the logic 1 on this clear pin, then outputs of the shift register will be 0. And active low clear means if you will apply 0 on this clear pin, then outputs of this shift register will become 0. Okay, so here is how we can control the shift register by using this clock, load and clear. Okay, so here is just the brief introduction of shift register. Okay, and if you will ask me that what is the application of the shift register, then whenever we want to use n number of bits at a time, or whenever we want to perform some arithmetic operations or logical operations, okay, on n number of bits, that means here I want to say 4-bit data, 8-bit data, 16-bit data, 32-bit data, 64-bit data, and so on. Okay, so that time number of flip-flops will be used internally. Okay, and those number of bits will be used either in microprocessors, microcontrollers. Okay, then you can use this day-to-day life applications also. That is, if you want to use, or if you want to interface number of 7-segment displays to interface to microprocessor or microcontroller. That means I want to say multiplexed 7-segment displays, or if you want to use in say LED dot matrix displays, then in that case we use these shift registers. Okay, some special ICs are also available for shift registers. Okay, and if you go for the microprocessor or microcontroller ICs, then these kind of shift registers are available in n number of ways. Okay, which can be used as in RAM memory, ROM memory, or some special function registers, and so on. Okay, so I hope you understood this shift registers and its applications. In the next video we will see the types of shift registers, that is serial in parallel out and parallel in serial out, serial in serial out and parallel in parallel out also. Okay, so if you liked this video, then please click on like button, share it with your friends, and if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.